Now let's talk about the exceptionally powerful device control built into the 6000. As you can see, we've replaced the blank that's normally in this panel with the optional device control module. This device control module brings the look and feel of a Sony VTR's front panel right to the MVS. So I have a couple of XDCam HD decks here, and they're being controlled by the device control module. Basically, on this module, what you've got here is the first 12 buttons here are assignable, and it can be whatever devices, or in this case, frame memory clips that I have set up. Down here are the transport controls, things like start time code, stop time code to mark in and out points, and then your basic transport controls, rewind, play, fast forward, stop, etc., etc. And of course, the things that make this emulate a Sony VTR's front panel, the shuttle, jog, and variable controls. There is an enable button as well. If I turn that off, it just prevents me from accidentally bumping the knob and starting to shuttle the machine. Let's turn that back on. So let's select our second device here, and I can hit start, stop, shuttle, come back a little bit, and now we can use jog to get the perfect place to start our effect. So that's how you'd manually control it. Now let's show automatic control. To use automatic control, we're going to use an effect register. So what we'll do is down in the multifunction panel, we're going to select Effect and Device 1. So now what we're going to do is find an empty register. This is just like building a keyframe effect, just a little easier. So we're going to hit dot to take me to the next empty available register, which happens to be number 4. Hit enter. And again, up on the menu, you can see that we are in effect number 4, device 1, and even though it says no keyframes, we don't have to worry about keyframes in this instance. All we have to do to control this is jog to the position that we want, and on the device control module, hit start timecode. Notice here on the display that it's now copied the current timecode to the start point. That's it. That's all it takes to set the 6000 to automatically cue the machine. Now that we've got that programmed, I can either hit play on the device control module, or down here on the multifunction module, let me hit rewind, and there's a run button down here. I can just run. Let's go ahead and rewind this, and let's make a couple extra registers so we can show some different points on the XDCam HD disk being called up. So again, we're going to come over here and we're going to hit dot, enter. That'll take us to effect number 5. Let's shuttle back just a little bit here. There's a good spot right there when it comes on the screen. We'll mark that one. Again, we're going to hit start timecode. And let's just go to another empty register. By default, the MVS will automatically save what you've programmed in a register if you go to another one. So now, last but not least, let's go right here where we have this close-up right there and mark that as a start timecode. So now, if we go back to register 4, it'll cue that up. We can run it. If we go back to register 5, it'll cue that up. We can run it. And if you go back to register 6, it'll cue that one up, and we can run it. Now, we also have a device control menu. Now, there are 3 sections to this. We have GPI timeline, because we support GPIs on a timeline, P-Bus, which is another protocol that the MVS supports, and DDR-VTR, which is what we're using now. There are 3 modes to this. Queue up and play, which if you watch here, this will show me the status of all the decks playing. We have 2 decks playing. We can see the current time code, and if there is a start time code or even a stop time code. Now, we also have timelines on this menu. Timelines are used if you need to queue up and play different clips or different points on the disk on a keyframe by keyframe basis. Finally, we have file list. Now, file list is used specifically for VDCP clip servers. In this case, I'm going to go to device 3. Now, the menu woke up here because the switcher knows that device 3 is attached to a VDCP clip server. In this case, I'm going to hit File List Update, and it will ask the server to show all the clips that are stored in its library. Now, I can scroll up and down and find a clip and load it.